there, welcome to my channel. My name's Momo, and today I'm going to show you myself doing a little chrome blobby look, and along the way I'm going to give you some tips for chrome powder, as well as a couple little tips for cat eye gel. So you can see I'm starting off with builder gel on my nail. I did do a little extension on one of the nails that broke, so yeah, you'll see that as well. But I'm going ahead and applying this cat eye gel from icegel. This is part of the collection that I unboxed in my last video. These are gorgeous, gorgeous cat eye gels. I highly recommend them if you are a cat eye gel freak like I am. So this is 1402, as you can see. And I left this in real time just to show you how careful I am, I guess, when applying gel. I know that sometimes things get sped up and you don't see really the real-time application of really any type of gel, cat eye or just a basic color. In reality, I'm going very slow and trying to be as careful as I can. I'm also using my non-dominant hand here, which seems to be a theme in the last couple videos. And I left this clip in here because I wanted to show you what happens when you overwork gel, either by having too many passes at it with the magnet or by using the wrong type of magnet. So you can see this basically just turned into like a jelly black. And it's my experience that once you get that appearance where there's basically no little glittery particles in there, you're not going to recover from that, so to speak, without just taking your brush and applying either a little bit more of the product, or you don't have to apply more. You can just kind of re-agitate the little magnetic bits in there, redistribute them, and then have another go at it. So I'm taking a different magnet, and actually, if you watched my last video, you'll know that this is not my preferred magnet for this specific cat eye gel, but unfortunately I didn't remember that, and I couldn't find the magnet that I really like to use with this. So this will have to do. It's still beautiful and it worked, but I do think that, as I mentioned in the last video, some magnets are even better at working with different magnetic cat eye gels, and I think it would have had just a little bit more oomph if I had used the magnet that I really prefer. So I'm going ahead and flash curing that. And just a couple little reminders. I do want to make this video mostly about chrome, but it's always worth mentioning that with cat eye gel, you do want to flash cure in between each nail. And that's just because if you work with the magnet, if you finished one nail and then you go on to the next nail and work with the magnet on that next nail, you can mess up the first nail because, you're still dragging a magnet near it. So just go ahead and flash cure in between each nail that you do. And then I mentioned this in my last video as well, but I think if you're struggling with cat eye polish, first using this very basic technique where you go down one side, down another, on the top and on the bottom, is kind of the best way to just get a basic, like a velvety cat eye effect. So there you go, just finishing these up. I went ahead and sped them up because, again, we have other things to talk about with this nail look. But yeah, so there you have it. These are fully cured, and now we're moving on to the chrome. So I'm going ahead and using this top gel, it's called powder top gel, and it's from icegel. It came actually with the kit, the kit of chromes, which is really convenient. And I'm going ahead and applying this. So I wanted to share some tips with you. My first tip is actually to choose a high quality chrome. So I'm working with a really nice chrome here, and there's definitely a difference in quality. There's a really nice video by Nail Journal. I'll link it in the description, where she kind of compares higher quality chromes to lower quality chromes, and you can definitely see a difference. So that's tip number one. So you'll see that I'm going ahead and applying the chrome here, and I left the first nail again in real time, just so you can see it actually does take some time to rub all the chrome powder in, and you want to make sure that you're getting kind of every part of the nail. So tip number 2 is to use a non-wipe top coat, which you can see I did. And if you don't have this particular one, any non-wipe top coat is good. There may be some variants, some might be better with chrome versus others, but you want to make sure that you're using a non-wipe top coat, because if there is any sticky layer, the chrome just will not apply correctly. So I'm going ahead and doing these next 2 nails, and I'm going in for a full cure, but this leads me to tip number 3, which is to undercure your gel. And this is not one that makes me feel good. I don't like curing undercured gel. So in my case, I went for a full cure per the recommendation of the manufacturer, which was actually for 20 to 30 seconds, which is a light cure. So that's what I went ahead and did. But a lot of people recommend to undercure your non-wipe top coat. And the next tip is to apply chrome to freshly cured nails. And that's why I went ahead and did 2 different 2 nails at a time, because a lot of people say that you should cure your polish, your top coat, your non-wipe top coat, and then directly out of the lamp you should go ahead and apply your chrome gel. So number 4 is actually to find your favorite applicator, and my favorite is the sponge, but other options are a bare finger, a gloved finger, a regular sponge, or an eyeshadow applicator sponge. That's what I like. Some people use a silicone tool. And number 6 is to file the free edge. So that's what I'm doing here. And the reason for that is that gel really likes to stick to gel. So if there's a layer of something else in between, whether it's like, a non-gel airbrush pigment, loose pigments, a sticker, something like that, you want to make sure that you are creating like a lip where the product, where the top coat that you'll use will attach to gel. So you're filing off the chrome on the edge so that there's some kind of just raw gel to have the top coat attached to. And number 7 is something I didn't do. That's to use a nail primer around the edges where you've filed. I didn't do that partly because I've tried it before and I've had the chrome look a little funky, but just something to note. A lot of people recommend that, so you can certainly try it. Number 8 is to use a base coat on top of the chrome to lock it in. And that's what I did here. I'm using a base coat as opposed to going in directly with a top coat. And that helps because, of course, base coats are designed to promote adhesion. So they are meant to adhere to non-gel, i.e. the nail plate. So this might be a better option for that first layer. So I'm going ahead and curing that. I do have a couple more tips, but first let's get back to the blobs. So for the blobs, first of all, these remind me very much of Rebecca Ramsdale, who I mentioned in the last video. She does a lot of blobs, and whenever I look at them on her channel, I don't know, there's something very magical about blobs. I love them. But yes, so I'm going ahead and using the McCart rhinestone glue. If you watched my 3D chrome tutorial, you'll know that that's what I used for other types of 3D chrome looks. I think, there are specific like 3D gels, but I do think that a lot of people have the McCart rhinestone glue and it works just fine to create blobs or other type of 3D designs, as long as you don't need a lot of precision. So I'm fully curing that, and then I'm going in with a black jelly gel. This one's from Fiote from the Waterful collection. And I'm just going ahead and using the brush that comes with the bottle to create little blobs of the black on top of the blobs. And then I'm taking a striping brush and doing a little bit more detail work where needed. So if you go in straight with a striping brush, in my experience, you kind of just don't get enough product on. I think it makes the most sense to use the brush that comes with the bottle and just then kind of do detail work with the striping brush. But yes, this way you don't need specifically every color of 3D gel. You can just use the McCart rhinestone gel and then just use polish on top. I'm not sure why I chose to use the jelly black, but I'm happy with it. So I flipped my nail upside down just so that the gel wouldn't pool kind of around the edges of the blobs. And then I did a flash cure. And now I'm going in and creating some kind of different blobs. So I think with abstract designs, I always say this, but you want them to be similar, the designs on each nail, but different. So you don't want them to be too wildly different from each other. There should be some continuity between each nail. But then also you definitely want to vary it up a little bit so it's not too samey. So going in for a full cure and then doing the same thing. So as we watch me do the rest of these nails a bit sped up, I wanted to note the last two tips for chrome that I've picked up from other people. So one of the tips is to apply 2 layers of quote unquote top coat. So whether it's a base coat and a top coat or 2 layers of top coat, just to have 2 layers on the nail helps to ensure that the chrome is really encased in there. So that is one tip. And then number 10 is to consider a scratch resistant or like a hard gel top coat, one that's not soak off. Now this one only applies to people who have some sort of either nail extension or, a builder gel, a hard gel, something like that on as a base on their nails, because you can't put like a hard top gel onto just a traditional gel polish, like soakable gel polish. But if you are wearing some kind of extension, I've definitely heard that a scratch resistant top coat as the final step is recommended. So yeah, chrome is really prone to peeling and chipping. I've had these nails on for I think a week and a half now, and I haven't had any issues. I should say I did not do that last thing. I'm not using a non-scratch, scratch resistant top coat. I'm just using a non-wipe top coat. But I do have the 2 layers, the base coat and the top coat. You can see I'm kind of just using that to case in everything, and I'm making sure not to let the top coat pool, so we don't want to lose the texture we've created with the blobs. Yes, I hope this was helpful. Here's the final result. They look different in all different types of light. The chrome is just gorgeous. The cat eye under there I think helps to really emphasize the chrome, and I love the blobs. I love feeling the texture. So here's the other hand, by the way, that I did in slightly different but matching chrome powder. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope to have you back in the future. Bye.